Hey, is this thing on? No. Hey everyone. I'm there we go. Just wanted to get the light on. Welcome everyone. Um I've been getting a lot of questions. Hold on. Sorry. Let me get this into the rig. All right. Well, I get a lot of questions about what kind of tools I use and what kind of paper I use and so forth. So, I thought I'd do a video and actually show you what tools I use. So let's do that. All right. Is there someone watching? Hey. All right. So here's some pieces that I did on my previous videos. Can you see that? That's the 13th Doctor, Princess Leia. Stanley for his birthday yesterday was his 95th birthday. And so let me start off with, well, what kind of paper I'm using right now. I'm using this toned mixed media paper right here. It's a Strathmore mixed media. I've never drawn on toned paper before. This is actually my first time. Actually, this was my first piece. Thought it turned out okay. So it's kind of fun to work with. It's a different medium. I kind of use the color of the paper as the positives, and then I add the whites for the negatives in the composition. So it's pretty cool paper. I might actually get some more of this. So I'll probably do a lot more videos with this paper. So first things first, let me go over the tool, the pencils. So the pencils I use, here's a graph gear. Use this one. This is a 0.3 lead, which is pretty good for fine details and working on smaller pieces of art like this. It's an HB lead, so I mainly use mechanical pencils. Either these ones or the 2mm lead holders. Just stick that in there, put it back in. Then I use this little nifty gadget to sharpen it up. It's pretty cool. I like it. It can get really sharp, get a really nice point on it for those finer details. But I use mechanical pencils. I don't really use wooden pencils much. I just don't like the feel of them for some reason. I just never really liked them. Plus, you got to keep sharpening, buying new pencils, and honestly, I think this is a little cheaper. So, also, I get asked a lot what kind of pens I use. For the most part, if you've seen in my videos, they're Pigma microns. 0.8 or 0.8 0.005 for the really fine details. That's a really small tip. And then a 0.2. These are pretty much the only pens I'll use. Every now and then I will use the Copic multi-liners. Like these here. These are really great pens. They write super smooth. The only problem to them is the nibs don't really last very long. But the good thing is about these is that they're replaceable. Just pull it out, replace a new one. But the nibs cost as much as the pen itself. So honestly, I would just buy a new pen. But these pens are terrific. But if I were to use this brand new on something like this, it after I'm done with this piece, it's pretty much done and have to get a new nib. And actually, I think all my Copic multi-liners are all used up. But they do have a cool brush pen. Works pretty cool. It's India ink. It's good stuff. They are expensive. They are like, I think, $7 a piece. So that goes for all the the Copic markers. Another thing I use, these ones. These are great. I'm still learning to use, trying different techniques or learning different techniques with the Copics. I'm pretty comfortable with the warm gray tones right here. These work great. So if you're in the market to look for the color, your work or get around to messing with Copics, I'd go with these. These are terrific. Another pen I use is the Pocket Pencil brush pen. It's pretty neat. Great. It's just like a brush. Uh, Great tool for spotting blacks on a piece and doing hair. You could really get some really cool effects from this pen. Another one is a zebra brush pen. This right here has two ends to it for the finer nib and then a brush tip. Really cool tool. And all these I'm showing you, actually, you can get them on Amazon. So, actually, I think I've gotten all these on Amazon. As far as erasers, nothing really fancy. I do use a kneaded eraser. It's pretty. Use these. I use these little black erasers and then the click erasers. Pretty basic stuff. For the white, I get this question a lot too. What kind of whiteout are you using, or what kind of white ink? And I'm only using these two right here. This is a Uniball pen. This writes extremely well, and it dries quickly. If you want the finer details, this one's like a ballpoint pen. It's a jelly roll white pen. You can get these at Michael's or any other art supply store, or like I said, go on Amazon. Same thing with this. I don't use this one a whole lot, the Presto Jumbo Point. This is good for bigger pieces, but the point on it is it just releases a lot of ink. And if you want to do something small like I've done on here, it's better to go with these pens instead. So if you're working on a bigger piece, then go with this. Another question I get asked a lot is what kind of paper I use. I mainly use Strathmore bristle boards. This one's a smooth surface. It's the Psylocke piece I did. The guy over. That's it. But I started using the Valium surface, which has more of a tooth, a little scratchy surface. It gets you a nice texture. So I'm kind of leaning towards that route. I also use for sequential work for the stories, comic book art. I use these, and here's a piece I'm working on. Robin, Joker, Death of the Family is right about when the Joker beats the shit out of Robin. So I'll finish this one day. This is the Christmas piece I did of Jacob Marley and Scrooge. This used pretty much 3 pens on this piece. It's a lot of ink. So this is really good paper. I think it takes inks very well. Like the pens I showed you, the Pigma Microns and Copic markers, I think it takes it very well. Sometimes I do use a brush. And let me see, I got some more brushes for Christmas to use. These brushes right here. Really good stuff. All different sizes. And I use Blackmagic India ink. This stuff is great. Basically, yeah, that's all it is. I use a white ink as well when I don't want to use the pens. I want to use the brush. Pro White. This is really good stuff. A lot of pros use this stuff. You should go get it. What else? Oh, I got a really cool tool. Actually, where is it? Got a really neat eraser if I can find it. It's for like the finer details of the erasing. Maybe I don't got it. Where did it go? Here it is. This thing right here. This mono 0 eraser. Pretty cool. You get the refills, the mono. And it's really good for the details. and I'll use this a lot. Uh, when I sketch, it gets kind of messy. I like to draw messy, and then I kind of form it at the end when I'm tightening up the image. And when I'm doing that, I'm using an eraser like this to really get those small details in there, like that. Where you don't want to mess up the hair. You want to kind of something like that. So it's a really cool eraser. You should really get it, especially if you're an aspiring comic book artist when you're working on smaller panels. This eraser will definitely help you out. What else do I got? Oh yeah, I get asked a lot. What is this thing on my hand? Well, it's a wrist guard or a smudge guard. It's mainly used for tablets. Uh, like if this my iPad, if it was a Cintiq or something, and you're drawing on it, it gets warm. So it gets a little warm for your hand. So this prevents your hand from getting too hot. A lot of inkers use it. It gives you a nice smooth surface. So when you're inking, you could just kind of helps you glide across the paper. Because if you use your hand here, it builds up the oils and it kind of sticks to the paper. So this you get on Amazon, it's honestly like a few bucks, and it works great. So go ahead and get it. This right here, nothing important. Honestly, I just draw on it. You can see a ton. That's all from the Inktober I did back in October. All that ink right there. So that's my tools. I don't really can't think of much else. For the whites on here and like the Leia, for this one, it's just a watercolor pencil. That's all it is. Just use it. Gives you nice highlights. So it's a really neat effect on this paper. I really like this paper. It's pretty good. So I'm gonna have to invest in more of these in the future. So yeah, that's pretty much as far as my tools go. I mean, I use rulers and all that crap. Oh, I got this bad boy here. Parallel ruler. It's really good. Working perspective and getting those parallel lines exactly how you want it. This is really something you should invest in. Another buy on Amazon. I got this on Christmas. Gouache watercolors. It's basically an opaque watercolor. It dries darker, unlike other watercolors. Watercolors tend to dry lighter than the paint, the color on there. These ones actually dry darker, so it's pretty cool. What else do I have on my art desk? Some sample scripts. Gonna get some samples together. WonderCon is in March. It's actually on my birthday, so I'm gonna put these 3 samples together and just drop them off at publishers. I have done published work before. I was one of the winners in 2013 Top Cal Talent Hunt. This is it. You can go ahead and actually buy this at the store. No, I did not draw that cover. And if you get it, there I am. That's me. And this is the art I did. I did not do the colors. The colors are done by Ross Campbell. So, pretty cool story. So, yeah, pick it up. I've done smaller independent stuff, which is available online. And if you go to my website, you can check out the short stories I've done. Let's see what else. I do the lead that I use for these. I use the turquoise. It's expensive lead. This is, I want to say like $10 at the art store. It's good lead. It lasts a while. I don't know how many pieces comes in here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. Oh yeah. H-lead. This is probably my preferred method to use, the H-lead. It's not too soft, it's not too hard, it's perfect. It draws really nice, smooth. So, good investment if you're an artist and you're looking to try out different tools. I highly recommend getting the lead holders, this lead, and this dinky eraser. Good stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my tools. I really don't know what else to show you. Uh, Looking around my table, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all I got. Same thing in this thing. It's just it's all lead. It all comes in different, you know, packages, but same thing. Just lead. This is cheaper. This is only like a few bucks, but only a few sticks of lead come in it. For the mechanical pencils, another eraser, really neat. This one, it's a rectangular one. Good for when you're drawing your city, your buildings, and all that. You want to tighten it up. Just pretty cool. The kneaded eraser. They come in looking like this. Prismacolor. It's I don't even think this is $1. This is like 80 cents. So when I go to the art store, I grab a handful of these things. Really cool. Toblerone bar. It's not a tool. I like them. They're good. Okay, I have an iPad here. I already showed you. I will use these as references, and that's what I'm drawing next. Wonder Woman. Cool. So thanks for watching. If you're curious what type of tools I use, I pretty much went over all of it, from the pencils to the inks to the paper. So cool. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Get some notifications when I upload new videos. I will be uploading a new video tonight. I'll be doing that Wonder Woman piece, and I'll do it on toned paper. And yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, guys.